Hello students, my name is Rosalia Malundilanga is my surname. My contact number is as shown on the screen. I'm taking you through quantitative method 2, which is a degree level. Okay, we quickly start with a measure of dispersion where we want to know how spread out the data is. If you see the word dispersion, we are just looking at the distance, how spread out the data set is. Okay, now let's say you are given the following scores and you are asked to calculate or to compute the quartiles. Okay, what do you do? First of all, you have to find the positions of the quartiles. To find the positions of the quartiles, for the first quartile it will be n plus 1 divided by 4. For the second quartile will be 2n plus 1 divided by 4. For quartile 3 is 3n plus 1 divided by 4. Okay, now this will show you in your arranged data set where exactly your quartile value is. Okay, our n is what? Our n, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10. So it's 10 plus 1 divided by 4. So it's 11 divided by 4. That gives us 2.75. And then the other one will be 11 over 4. 11 times 2 divided by 4. That will give us, okay, to give us 5.5. And then 3 into multiply by 11 divided by 4. That's 33 divided by 4. And that will give us 8.25. Okay, now this is an even data set. An even data set, when you calculate the quartiles for an even data set, is not the same as for an odd data set. Now what do we do with what we got right now? We have to use it to find our values. All right, now we have to arrange our data. We need to arrange our data in ascending order. The smallest is what? The smallest is 5. Okay, I'm writing somewhere there. 5 followed by what? Is 8, 10. Okay, after 10, 5, 8, 10, then we have 15. After 15 is 18. After 18 is 25. After 25 is 30. After 30 is 35. After 35 is 40. And then 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I hope I have arranged it correctly. Let me put it like this so that we can see. Okay. Okay, the 45 there at the end. Now the value, for you to find the value, the first thing for quartile 1, we are going to say we got 2.75, isn't it? The 2.75 what we got is here. We take the value on the second position in the arranged data set is 8. We add the decimal part. The decimal part of our answer is 0.75. We take the value after 8 is 10. Minus the value, minus the, what is this? Our value on the second position, we minus 8. That's how we find it. So we will have 10 minus 8, which is 2, multiplied by 0.75, and then we add to 8. Then our quartile 1 value is 9.5. Okay? I hope you can see where I'm writing. Q2. The value on the, this is 5.5, ne? The value on the fifth position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 18. The decimal part of our answer, 0.5. The value after 18 is 25 minus 18 itself. Okay, so 25 minus 18 is 7 times 0.5 is 3.5 plus 18. Our answer is 21.5. Quartile 3. our answer is 8.25. What is that number 8? Number 8 is 35. So we put 35 plus the decimal part, 0.25. Then the value after the value on the 8th position is 40 minus the value on the 8th position is 35. So is 40 minus 35 is 5. 5 multiplied by 0.25, that will give us 1.25 plus 35, that will give us 36.25. Okay, it says calculate, compute all the interquartile range. No, it says compute all the 3 quartiles, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. And then in B, they are asking for compute the interquartile range. The interquartile range is what we call the IQR, and that is Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 36.25 minus Q1 is 9.5. So our answer minus 9.5 will give us 26.75. You should expect a similar example, the similar question in your May examination. C, interpret all the quartile values obtained in A. Remember, quartile 1 is the first 25th percentile of the data set. Quartile 2 is 50th percentile. Quartile 3 is 75th percentile. Now, if you want to interpret this result, for the first one, you are going to say, if this is what? This is scores out of 50, right? Then you are going to say 25% of the students got less than 9.5 in the exam. Or in that, according to the scores, they 25% of them got less than 9.5. And then 50% of them got 21.5%, got less than 21.5. Okay, and then 75% of the students got less than 36.25 in that exam or test or whatever. But just read on it, you'll understand it better. Calculate the standard deviation. To calculate the standard deviation of this data set, I will not do it right now. You can watch my other videos that I have done. My subject codes for an ungrouped data set. You can either watch the QM10S1 or the QM20S2 or QM20S2. I think I've covered it in S2. And you can also watch MFB in mathematics for business is also covered, or in mathematics the degree level is also covered. How to calculate the standard deviation of an ungrouped data set. Because of time, we will not be able to go through each and every element that is on the screen, but this is to guide you as to what to concentrate on for your exams. For the mean, to calculate the mean of a grouped data is not the same as for the ungrouped data. This is grouped because elements are brought together and the workings are shown there. Where you see X bar, that is the mean. Okay, it says the summation of the frequency divided by frequency multiplied by the midpoint divided by n, and this n is the same as the sum of frequencies. You can just follow it up. Median is also done. In my other videos, the ones that I just showed you, you can watch how you calculate the median and the mode using the examples that I'm showing you on the screen. The variance of the standard deviation might not be covered in the other videos, but how you do it is as given on the screen. The variance, you have to sum up the frequencies multiplied by the midpoints that are squared. Okay, then you divide it by the sum of the frequency, you minus the mean to the power of 2. To find the midpoints, you have to add the lower bound plus the upper bound divided by 2. For the first one will be 10 plus 12, which is 22, divided by 2 will give you 11, and you do the same. Then you have to square the midpoints. 11 square is 121. 14 squared is 196, and you do the same. Then you are going to multiply the second column with the fourth column to get the fifth column. And then you divide the sum of the fifth column by 50, you minus the mean to the power of 2. You have to square your mean. Then the square root of that variance will give you the standard deviation. Let's look at something that is always giving you tough time. We're looking at probability. Probability is the likelihood of an event occurring, okay? Now, we are given a table, a cross-tabulation table, as on the screen. The questions will follow after that. Like the first one, it says, what is the probability of randomly selecting professional user? Okay? If you look at usage, you have Canon, Nikon, Pentax, and then you have the totals. And also you have the professionals, you have personnel, and then you also have the totals. Now, what the question is asking, what is the probability? Let's say these people or these things were in a certain company. What is the probability that when you just pick any one of them at random, the person will be a professional user? Okay? Now, the professional users are how many? You have to go to professional, and then you see what is the total number of professional, and the total number of professionals are 90. 90 out of what? Out of 280. Okay? The 280 you are seeing on the screen there is very, very important. It's called the grand total. Are we together? Now, we are going to say let A be professional. Professional. Then the probability of selecting at random a professional will be 90 divided by 280, and that is equals to what? 90 divided by 280. That will give us 0.32, and that is what? 32%. Are we together? Okay? Then the second question. What is the probability of selecting a user who prefers the Nikon brand? We go back to the table. Nikon brand. What is the total at Nikon? Is 110. So we are going to say let A represent Nikon. Okay? Then the probability of selecting A at random will be 110 divided by 280. Divide by 280, 110 divided by 280, and that will give you a probability of 0.39. Okay? And that is what? 39% if you multiply by 100. Okay? And then find the probability that a user prefers the Pentax brand given their usage is primarily personal. Okay? Now then, what you do is, that is a conditional probability. If you go to them, if you read in your books, or you get any statistic books, and you look at how we calculate probabilities on a cross tabulation, you will see that conditional probability is given as probability of A given that is B. Okay? Now, how do we calculate those probabilities? We will say which one is known in advance. The one that is known in advance, or the one that is of a condition, is the one that comes last. It's primarily personal. Now what we do there, we say let A to be what? Pentax. And then we let B to be what? B will be primary personnel. Okay? Now to calculate the probabilities of A given B. This one, we say probability of A and B divided by the probability of B. That's how we do it. Okay? The intersection of A and B. A is what? A is Pentax. And B is what? B is personnel. So the intersection is there. Okay? That is what? Is 65 out of 280. And then the probability of just B, primarily, what is B? Personnel. Personnel, the total of personnel is 190. 190 divided by what? By 280. So this is the same as 65 divided by 190, and that will give us what? Because those two will cancel out, then 65 divided by 190, we get 0.34, and that is equals to what? 34%. Okay? Only if you read more on this, you'll understand them, but you should expect a similar example or a similar exercise in their exams. Okay, and then number 4. What is the likelihood that a randomly selected user prefers the Canon brand and is a professional user? Okay, that end there shows you that that will be an intersection of two things. Then we start by letting A and B be something. Let A be what? Canon. Let B be professional. So the probability of A and B intersection is given with that kind of sad smile, the one that we always put like that, will be what? That will be, it's what? Canon and what? Professional. Canon and professional. So it's 48 over 280. That will be 48 over 280. Why 48? Because if you go down and then you go vertical or horizontal, this one, I don't know, then where do they intersect? It's at 48. So your value that you're looking for is 48 divided by 280, and that will give you 0.17, which is 17%. Okay, you do it like that. Then let's see, we move on to correlation coefficient. It measures the strength of association between the two variables, and also you want to know the direction of the strength. Is it a positive relationship or is it a negative relationship? If it's positive or negative, is it strong or is it weak? Okay? For Pearson correlation, that is the formula that we use. It's pretty simple. You can just even type on Google Pearson correlation example. They will show you how you do it. And then Spearman's rank correlation. The Spearman is, I don't know why students find it a bit tricky, but it's very, very simple. As you can see, the formula is 1 minus 6 summation of d squared divided by n to the power of 2 minus 1. Okay? Let's say, for example, you are given two variables. Let's say we have x, we have y there. Then you are given 80, 50, 90, 62, for example. Then you are given 110, 68, 42, then 183, for example. What you do is you have to rank x's. You also have to rank the y's. Okay, ranking means you are taking the highest as number 1, the second highest as 2, and like that. In x, the highest is 90, that's number 1. The second highest is 80, that's number 2. The third highest is 63, and then the last one is that. You have ranked, isn't it? Then for the y, you also have to rank. The highest is 183, followed by 110, followed by 68. The last one is what? 42. Now, what do you do next? You have to get the differences. You say this minus this or this minus this. It will still be the same, because at the end of the day, we are going to square them. All right? 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 4 negative 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Let's square them. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. Negative 3 squared is 9. 2 squared is 4. Let's sum it up. It's 14. We'll go to the formula. 1 minus 6, sum of d squared is 14. Divided by n is 1. It's the number of these elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4. Then 4 to the power of 2 minus 1. Okay? Now, why should I continue? The space there is, I don't want to go to the another. Okay? We say 16, not 16, but 6 multiplied by 14, we get 84. Okay? We get 84 there. We'll get 84. You can't write it down like that. Let me move it like this. We are going to say is equals to 1 minus 84 on top. Then 4 squared minus 1 will give us 60. Then 84 divided by 60 is 1. It's then we move down 1 minus 1.4. Then 1 minus the answer will give us negative 0.4. So remember, correlation values lies between negative 1 and 1, right? So our answer is a negative 0.4, which means there's a negative relationship because our answer is negative, and the strength of the relationship is not very strong because it's just 40%. Okay? I hope you practice more on that. And then the regression. Regression, you can also Google. Everything that we are doing here, you can just Google, but most of you are very, very lazy. You don't want to do anything. But whatever effort you put in your reading is what will determine your outcome. Okay, those are the formulas in case you don't get them. And then best of luck for your exams. You can call me for any queries, further clarifications. But do not expect me to answer your calls always on time, as I'm a full-time lecturer. Remember, I'm also your coordinator. If you are experiencing any problems, you can call me on the number provided on the first slide. Thank you very much, and all the best again.